Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. With the help of my subscribers, with all of you out there, today I've got the ultimate fragrance guide of compliment getting fragrances. 25 different scents that, according to my subscribers, are the best of the best. So if you're looking for stuff that's easy to wear, that has high versatility, extreme mass appeal, all of these I have for you today will get that job done. And the very last fragrance that I show you is the one that easily won. And it's actually a little bit of a surprise. Getting us kicked off is a fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier that is extremely popular, that has great performance. It's fresh, it's sweet, and pretty much everybody loves how it smells. Ultramall, which of course has a very popular clone, Offnon's 9 PM. But the original Ultramall is one of the best out there if you're looking for something that you can wear spring, summer, fall, and winter, though dial it down a little bit in summer. That has great performance, as I said, is fresh and sweet. And while it's known as a bit of a clubbing scent, you can actually wear this just about anywhere because of how appealing it is. Next up, one from Versace, Eros Eau de Parfum, which as far as the Eros line is concerned is probably the Goldilocks scent. It's not quite as synthetically sweet as the Eau de Toilette, but it's not quite as grown up as the Parfum. So it smells a little bit higher quality than the Eau de Toilette, not quite as bubblegummy sweet, but then not as buttoned up as the Parfum. It's another one that has great performance and at discounters is not crazy expensive. As we go along, I'm gonna share some of your comments about the fragrance choices that you made. Like this one made by Elrique, who says, this fragrance always gets a couple compliments and my girl loves it, just not too many sprays. It's Club de Nuit Intense Man from Armaf, which is a clone of Creed's Aventus. He didn't specify which Club de Nuit Intense Man, and there are a lot of them, so I'm just gonna assume the original one. If you wanted to pay a little more money, you could get the limited edition, which is a bit smoother and higher quality. But if you just want absolute bang for your buck, the original CDNIM is the one to go with, and it is the most popular Aventus clone out there today. Next up is yet another Eros Flame. And this one is a little bit if you know, you know, because Eros Flame is actually the least popular of the Eros fragrances in terms of sale. Eros Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, even Eros Energy outsell Flame. Not that nobody knows about it or anything, it's just as far as that lineup goes. But Eros Flame is actually really good. It still has a nice sweetness like the other Eros fragrances, but it has a nice fresh aspect to it, an aromatic touch as well, which helps set it apart and makes it one of those fragrances where, if you know, you know, because it does extremely well. The next fragrance choice comes to us from Mills the Athlete, who says about this one, I get flooded with compliments when I wear it. There's something about that musk and vetiver scent trail that just pleasures the senses. Which sounds a little bit weird, but the fragrance he's talking about is Blue Noir Eau de Parfum from Narciso Rodriguez. And this is another one that flies under the radar a little bit. I will say it's going to appeal more to guys middle-aged and up. And that's because it does come across with a bit of a mature vibe to it, that muskiness as he talked about. But don't worry, it's a clean musk. It doesn't come across like animalic or anything. It just has more of a mature, buttoned up, sophisticated scent profile. But it will absolutely make you smell like $1,000,000, even if you don't have $1,000,000. Now, one thing that I always harp about with fragrances, especially now, is purchasing them from discounters if you can, because prices keep skyrocketing and it's best to save money anywhere you can, especially with a purchase like a fragrance. With that in mind, here are a bunch of codes you can use across a number of different discounters to save yourself money on your next purchase. The Maple Prime code will get you 5% off and includes free shipping, and then Gift Express provided a 10% off code as well. There are also codes for JOMASHOP that only work within the JOMASHOP app. They do change quarterly though, and then codes for the perfume box and many other stores as well. The next one was a very popular choice. It is Y Eau de Parfum from YSL. And the Y line came up a number of times. The one that was brought up the most often was this one, which makes sense because it's the most popular in the lineup. It's gonna give you blue fragrance versatility, great performance. You can use it pretty much whenever you want. And it does have a really attention-grabbing apple opening that lots of people love. And then no big surprise, the most wanted from Azar. Bizarro. Nowadays, warm, sweet fragrances are extremely popular, and this is one of the best ones that you can get. Has good performance, and even at full retail, is not crazy expensive. Another very common choice was Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. And for my money, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, the most versatile designer fragrance that there is. You can wear it literally anywhere. It does not matter. It's a great smelling, high quality blue fragrance, and really the only drawback is that it's a Chanel, so you really can't find it for a discount. But outside of that, fantastic. So Versace, YSL, Chanel getting love, but no Dior until now. But it's not Sauvage, it's Dior Homme 2020. Yeah, interestingly enough, Sauvage did not come up as often as these other blue scents, but Dior Homme 2020 got a good amount of love. So if you've never smelled Dior Homme 2020, it's fresh, spicy, woodsy, modern, clean, masculine. And if you like this one, but you want it a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother, more citrusy, get Dior Homme Sport. The next one, no surprise at all, Creed Aventus. Aventus is the #1 best-selling men's niche fragrance in the world, and it's not close. There is a big gap in terms of niche sales from Aventus to the #2 spot. And it has been duped and knocked off and cloned, I don't even know how many times. An absolute love of mine that also got love here, Luna Rossa Black. And kind of going back to a couple of these other ones back here, Luna Rossa Black, if you know about it, you know how great it smells. But nobody is ever gonna confuse Luna Rossa Black for being a bestseller like Bleu de Chanel or Versace Eros. That doesn't mean it's not just as good. It is a little bit more of a mysterious scent profile. It's got a nice sweetness to it, a touch of powder, a good amount of tonka in there. And as I've said before, it smells similar to the discontinued Bulgari Black and Midnight in Paris. Both of those discontinued. And this one also made me happy to see Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum. It still works. As was pointed out by Jingle Dubs, who said about this one, pleasing everybody for the past 10 years, which again sounds a little odd, but sure, it's pleased everyone for the past decade. Easily one of the best date night fragrances of all time, bar none. The One features a ginger, cardamom, and tobacco scent profile that's warm, sexy, sweet, seductive, and magnetic all at once. One of the best, easily. And you knew Parfums de Marly had to pop in here, but the fragrance that actually won out was Sedley. Of course, also Leighton got mentioned, and Percival as well. Sedley, though, gets a ton of love. It is a little bit of a simpler scent profile. Very clean, blue, fresh, like an out-of-the-shower type of scent profile. But during the daytime, in spring and summer, when it's hot outside, Percival works extremely well. And its versatility, close to unmatched for Parfums de Marly. The next fragrance comes to us from Lloyd Ride, which I am assuming means that your name is Lloyd and you ride a motorcycle, and not that you are riding somebody named Lloyd, I guess. About his fragrance, he says, "This beast pumps off me all day." Pumps off me, better than pumps me off. Pumps off me all day and always gets at least one compliment. Tarothi Blue from Offnon. Shout out to Lloyd. Tarothi Blue is a very popular clone fragrance. You can pick it up for a good price from discounters. And it smells similar to Bulgari Tiger. So very citrus forward, but with great performance, which is something that often does not happen with citrusy scents. And this next one is kind of a 2-for-1, and I'm gonna read off their comment because I like their name. 40 Koopas were here. That's a cool screen name. And his is a combination of two fragrances, so layering two fragrances together. He says with this duo, that it has gotten him more compliments than any one fragrance on its own, and more than all the other fragrances that he owns combined. Rasasi Hawass and Missoni Wave. So taking these two fresh and sweet fragrances and putting them together apparently works wonders, which maybe now I'm going to do. So if you've never smelled Hawass, it's kind of an Invictus style fragrance, Invictus Aqua. Missoni Wave, similar to Allure Homme Sport and Versace Pour Homme. So kind of taking those two scent profiles and putting them together. Which, speaking about Invictus, the original Invictus Eau de Toilette also was a winner. And when you think about it, that's also not a big surprise, because Invictus really set in motion a whole style of scent. There were a lot of fragrances that came out after this one that smelled similar to it, like Hawass. Bubblegummy sweet, but fresh at the same time. It is that magic type of scent that I brought up before, something that is both fresh and sweet. Typically, those are the best when it comes to compliments. Also a winner, L'Homme from YSL, the original, which I absolutely agree with. The original YSL L'Homme, enormously versatile. You can wear it year-round. The opening grabs attention right away as soon as you spray it on. Citrus and ginger, extremely appealing, and as it dries down, that nice warm tonka seals the deal. The next one I am completely on board with, Acqua di Gio Profondo Eau de Parfum. The Acqua di Gio line, from its inception, has been one of the most successful men's fragrance lines ever. And one of the main reasons for that is they pull compliments. That's a surefire way to have your fragrances sell. Somebody buys it, they get compliments. They use it all, they buy it again. They get compliments. They use it all, they buy it again. They tell other people, bam. And that's what's happened here. Acqua di Gio Profondo Eau de Parfum, a more modern take on the Acqua di Gio DNA, a little bit sweeter, more minerality to it, just very well done. Then a massive selling fragrance, YSL Myself, the Eau de Parfum. Extremely clean, fresh, a little bit sweet, very simple fragrance. Basically orange blossom, citrus, and ambrofix. That's what you've got going on. But if you're looking for something you can wear every single day that will offend no one ever, that's Myself. And while we're coming up close to the end, think about what is not in here. What could it be that far and away got the most votes? The next choice was La Nuit de l'Homme, the Eau de Toilette, the original. And it's good to see the original L'Homme and the original La Nuit de l'Homme here. This one kind of like the one, Eau de Parfum, known for being more of a date night fragrance. Nice sweetness to it. The cardamom in there is really what it's well known for. The performance is so-so, but the fragrance smells so good that when somebody catches a whiff, they come in closer for a second. 1 Million Lucky from Paco Rabanne. Interestingly enough, the original 1 Million, it got mentioned, but 1 Million Lucky got a little more love. And I really do enjoy this one. It's an interesting scent. It's got fresh aspects, but then deep aspects, sweet aspects. And it makes it a fragrance that you can wear really well during spring and fall, but also if you want to, because of those, you know, juxtaposing ideas that come across in here, you can wear it during summer or winter as well. I love 1 Million Lucky. It's been rumored that it's been discontinued for like the last, ever since it came out, basically, but it's still here. You can still get it. Also, Le Male Le Parfum getting some love. Interestingly enough, did not see as many votes for the Le Beau fragrances this time around. A lot more love for this one. It is a bit powdery, but the way that it's done works, so don't worry. Because I know sometimes you say a fragrance has a touch of powder and people are thinking, it's gonna be too feminine. Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. This one right here, the best in the Hero line so far. Like Dior Homme 2020, it's a wood-forward fragrance, but unlike Dior Homme 2020, this one is more of like an ambery, sweet, resinous take on woods. It also has a nice deepness and richness to it as well, and it actually smells in the air absolutely fantastic. I mean, up close you might think, it's too woodsy, it's not gonna work that well. It works. And the winner, the absolute crushing winner that I saw pop up over and over and over and over again, where people said such things as, this fragrance definitely has gotten me the most compliments of everything in my collection, Versace Dylan Blue, which makes some sense when you think about it. It's a blue fragrance, so it's the type of thing you're going to wear and wear often. It has the versatility. It's from a brand people know, so more people are going to buy it. Versace. At discounters especially, and even at retail, it's cheaper than the fragrances it's going up against, but people don't perceive it as being a lesser fragrance or brand, at least your average person. So if they go into a store and they're like, you know, Sauvage, Y, Bleu de Chanel, all of these are priced up here, Dylan Blue's down here, I'll get the Dylan Blue. It's doing the same job. But it also works extremely well in just about any situation. Nice freshness off the top, a bit of a deepness as it dries down, kind of an incensey feel, and a little bit of sweetness that goes a long way. So Versace Dylan Blue, this was the winner. If you were looking for compliments, these right here are some of the absolute best you can possibly buy today. And there is something for everybody here. There's something for fall, for winter, cheap, a little higher end, daytime, nighttime, strong, subtle, something for everybody. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Thank you guys for submitting your answers and upvoting other people's. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.